Hello, guys. Welcome to Gusto Reactions once again. Thank you so much for always liking, sharing, subscribing, of course, telling your friends about what we do right here at Gusto TV. We love you. We appreciate you so much. Big Lala, of course, once again, is in the building. And quite a lot of comments on, on one of our last videos. Big Lala questions are coming all directed at you. Where is Big Lala? When did you see Big Lala before? Wait, when did you see Big Lala before? They were saying, oh, where's Big Lala? Now they're seeing Big Lala and they're still asking, where exactly is Big Lala?
I'm in the trenches. If anybody is interested in getting me out of the trenches, all hands, I want me my please come and get me.
Okay. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for all this liking and sharing. Of course, doing what you do. Big Lala, of course, is very much here today, and we have Tiwa Savage, up in the building this particular, this particular episode. Quite a lot, is happening with, WIZKID. Quite a lot is happening with Davido. Quite a lot is happening as well with Burna Boy, Kiss Daniel. P Square also are talking. And first off, were you surprised Tiwa Savage was not at the O2?
Yes, I would like to say yes. That I was surprised. I mean, it was going to be a massive opportunity, even if David was not planning it as close as Tiwa is to David. It's something she could have pushed for. I was surprised. It would have added an extra spice to it. There was just so many testosterone on stage. There was no female artists, coming in and doing a bit of things on
there. Yeah. How many female artists did Davido even brought, did they bring on stage at the O2?
I did try to remember, because say we watched from the outside. Majority of what we saw were a lot of male artists. I'm not so sure if even if I saw one female artist come on stage.
Leah didn't come on stage.
You see that Leah Madame will just exam, because it's quite clear that Leah is not fully a DMW person. There's also Dende, who could have also used the opportunity, but of course Dende didn't even have a song out. Was Peruzzi even in there?
He wasn't there. Dremo wasn't there. Dremo said, before you guys abuse me, please know that I didn't get a work permit and everything. That's why I wasn't at the show. I don't know what happened to Peruzzi though. Like Peruzzi, Dremo were not at the show. Leah wasn't there. Dende wasn't there.
So it was just Mayokun. Yeah. So see, DMW guys that could have taken advantage or to showcase their craft were not at the show.
Did you think that Tiwa Savage being at the show would have been a great launch pad for 2022 for her?
Of course, it would have been an opportunity for her to perform somebody's song to 20,000 people. Yeah, so I think it was an opportunity missed. It would have been a good start. I mean, the visuals from performing that song and getting reception from a lot of these guys could, start another 2022 promo for this song, because it's still her biggest song of recent. I know she's trying to move on to other things, but it's still her biggest song of recent.
Definitely. And of course, quite a lot of people have been talking on Twitter saying Tiwa Savage has really, really been silent musically. Do you agree with that notion?
She's not been particularly silent. She's been working on promoting her EP. She's about to move on to the next single. I think it's going to be Work Father on that, and then she's going to push that as well. It's a pity that the best song she's put in her best efforts, and she's featured a very renowned singer who everyone loves in Brandy, and who delivered perfectly. If she's interested in pushing it further, she should go the route that everybody's going these days. Do another remix, get people to jump on it and rinse and repeat and rinse and get the best out of it. That's what everyone seems to be doing these days.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about it the other time, about Tiwa Savage, somebody's song remix, somebody's daughter, actually, if you remember, with a guy, at the time and everything. Tiwa Savage hasn't taken advantage of that opportunity yet. We can see Skibby doing Baddest Boy, the US remix. Fireboy DML doing, Peru with the UK remix, Ed Sheeran, and the US remix with, 21 Savage and Blazed. And of course, we know quite a lot of people, are throwing that line right now. The new, way now is also the crowd chants. When the crowd is chanting the Folake song as well, Ashake's song as well, we could see quite a lot of them. But for Tiwa Savage, ideally, when should Tiwa Savage kickstart her 2022?
As early as possible. I mean, we've seen a shift this year in terms of all these top artists. Usually, they'll wait till the first quarter is done before they start releasing songs or talking about projects. But all that changed this year. We're seeing top artists who are kickstarting their year.
Killing it everywhere.
Yeah, we saw Olamide start his year very quickly with features. We're seeing even what's his name? Burna hasn't really kickstarted his year. Yeah. But there are other guys.
He dropped a video. He dropped the video this year. For that one. What's the name again? Ballon d'Or. Yeah.
Yes, this year. That was early this year. A lot of these top guys are not just seeing the start of the year as a time to relax anymore. They are dropping music. People are doing their tours in the first quarter. So things have changed. I mean, first quarter used to be the opportunity for up and coming artists to see out. There's no space. I mean, there's no much
competition.
Competition, and then you could just plan something in the first quarter. But things are changing gradually. Even Wiz is talking new music. Olamide has dropped new music. The guys in and around the top have also dropped new music, and everybody is not leaving any space in the year for chance for anybody. So
that brings me to what exactly are the ladies doing? I mean, quite a lot of the guys, Olamide, like you mentioned, there's Davido, there's WIZKID, there's Burna Boy, there's Peru, Fireboy DML going on tour. He just finished his US tour as well. Kiss Daniel as well, announcing tour. P Square are talking, a lot of people, but the females are quiet.
Well, again, because we don't have a lot of females in the game, and the ones who are in the game, I won't want to say they're not doing enough. I think they're doing fairly all right. The only reason why we can say a lot of guys are doing this is because the quantity of male musicians is a lot, and not just male musicians, known and we've heard male musicians is a lot. So there's a lot to pick from. So if one is doing something or two is doing something, it counts, right? But for the ladies, because such a small number of known musicians, it doesn't really count like that. That's not even an excuse for them. Of course, they should be planning. Teni, who dropped the album in 2021, very early in the year, at least you would expect that.
No new single.
A new single, and she's taking advantage. Very early in the year, let me just give people a new single. And Teni came on Davido actually. Teni was on Davido.
Teni was on Davido. Yeah.
So you would expect that. She should be planning something new. Tiwa Savage. I mean, she's already talking about Workfather, but Workfather is one of our least most popular song of the EP. Who else we have there? We've got the likes. I mean, you've mentioned them.
Even Teni is long overdue.
Yeah, Teni Niniola is doing her thing, although she's not getting. I mean, maybe because she's focused on that particular sound, which is very big in South Africa. She's also doing her thing. She's dropped visuals, but the reception isn't there. Sheishe, she's busy pushing her belly up and down. Simi actually dropped something new. But that's I think Simi is even another discussion, because what she needs to do, she's picked so much with a feature of a song and a song of her own. She's pitched, right? Now what does she need to do? I said she's pitched, she's picked. What does she need to do to get back to that height? It's a very huge task. She dropped a song with Joe Boy, that people did not flinch. That's a pointer that something is wrong somewhere, and she needs to do something about it.
Definitely.
What else do we have there? There's quite a lot. Even the young guys, Ayasta. I'm pretty sure she's going to be planning something new, but I think they've not taken 2022 by the scope of the next.
Tems
also. Tems also has to do something new. We know Tems is not a social media person. If she's not dropping music, we're not hearing about her, because she's not in any conversation, which she feels it's the right thing to do. But it ultimately affects, as an entertainer or as a musician, you have to always be in people's faces, but people will forget about you. So they need to. I won't say wake up, but obviously they know what they're doing. But first quarter, they need to show signs of
Big Lala. Definitely, Big Lala. All of these names that we mentioned actually, shows one thing. It actually shows that we have quite a bunch of females in this industry.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't know until you start mentioning names.
Names, yeah.
Tems, Tiwa Savage, Yemi Alade, you know, you have
Mm-hmm.
Sheishe, you have this, you have that. And then before you know, you're mentioning 12. The
Mm.
same way you're going to mention the top artists in the male side as well, and you're mentioning names and everything. Now, the competition between a Burna Boy, a Davido, a WIZKID, Kiss Daniel, everything, maybe keeps them going. Are we going to say that there's a lack of competition in the female space, healthy competition in the female space, and that's making all of them relaxed?
What are you saying? There's so much competition. That's one of the reasons why they're not collaborating as much as they should.
No, competition. I'm saying musical competition this time around, not beef. Do you understand what I mean?
At the same thing, the music competition turns into beef, right? Why is there a beef in the first place? Is it not a music competition, or who is a bigger female artist?
No, Tiwa Savage and Yemi Alade at some point were in the competition of who had the biggest behind. So
that's what it degraded to. That didn't mean that was what the beef was all about in the first place. No, the beef was all about this person, I'm supposed to be the female diva of this music industry. I remember one interview I watched of, was it Yemi Alade or Sheishe? I mean, Yemi Alade came into the not Yemi Alade, Tiwa Savage and Sheishe. Tiwa Savage came into the industry first before a Sheishe.
Yeah.
And she was already making moves, and people already knew who Tiwa Savage was, right?
And
then all of a sudden, there comes a Sheishe.
Yeah.
Obviously, they know about each other. They've been in the UK together, right?
Yeah.
And from that interview, Tiwa Savage was like, who is this person who wants to come and take my spot in this place?
Yeah.
So it's a musical competition that turns into something else because they feel somebody's trying to take their spot, and they don't know that there's even several slots that's meant to be filled as a lady. You get so because there's no much, even the ones that there is, consistency is also an issue that needs to be talked about. And there's also Simi, who's done really, really well of late. Took a break because of childbirth. She's back into it, but she needs to work extra hard, which is unfortunate. But I think she can really do well. She has a new song out called Sorry. Perhaps if people are not being receptive, now that's where your marketing and promo comes in. You must make people. You must make them. If something doesn't go naturally, you
make people, that's
definitely. Your own money.
You got to make it inorganic. Either ways, you have to make
them. Way, it must count, and nobody should come and cry that people are not saying, nah, you have to pay. Some of these guys are spending crazy money. The guys are spending crazy money. There's a guy LT Skills that did this.
Bro,
spending so much money.
I'm telling you, you know his father?
I don't know his father. Who is his father?
Prince Jide Kosoko.
Oh, Jide Kosoko father.
Yeah. And
it's not like Jide Kosoko is...
No. His uncle is actually the one spending the money. And Odogo the spender. Man, that song is everywhere, man.
Exactly. Everywhere. And they're spending money. So
they are still spending.
Of course, maybe one of the investors need to look at the females and say, something. I mean, the opportunities will come. I mean,
but the females got to bring value if they are going to have to spend on them.
How do you see the value if people don't spend the money at first? Plenty of people get value. Are they
big lala? The way it works in the industry, you know very well. Yeah, you also have to come through with some sort of value before they say, okay, you know what, we want to put in money. You have to get to a point. Now, this lady's Tiwa Savage, is big on her own. I don't think she needs an investor.
You think so?
I don't know. Anyways, for Tiwa, for Tems, for Teni, now these are the 3 T's right now. Tiwa, Tems, Teni. Who exactly would you say you expect that today, they really have to drop something new for the fans? And because they've been silent musically.
I think Teni first. She's doing a new single. It's over a year she dropped the album.
Yeah.
And even the album was meant to have several videos because she has several jams on there that could push. That's not why the investment comes into play. If somebody had the big box, although she had someone who had the big box and now they're no longer together. If somebody had the big box and the vision, in fact, that Teni's album people will be talking about it differently because they'll be picking singles after singles and pushing, right?
Yeah.
Teni by herself cannot do that.
Yeah.
She can't do it. So obviously she needs a new single now. The album is gone. It's finished. It's
Finished.
over.
Yeah, definitely,
So
definitely,
she's the
definitely.
one who's doing a new single the most. Before you now talk about Tems, before you now talk about Tiwa Savage.
Okay, so Teni, Tems, and Tiwa Savage, for the new single for 2022. I mean, we just hope that these guys will look at the male guys in WIZKID. And do you think they should actually look up to the likes of Wiz, Burna, Davido's kind of competition and trying to stop the fans with so many things as an inspiration? Should they look up to that?
Everybody looks up to these guys that you mentioned, not just the ladies or the guys. And I think the ladies also have to, come up with their own path. They need to create their own pathway to the top. We've seen Tiwa Savage dominate this game for years.
Yeah.
Right at the top, right? Yeah. You've seen her do it, but with some backing, which Maven provided. From the start to the end of her time at Maven, she was undoubtedly one of the biggest in there, right?
Yeah.
Somebody else needs to create their own paths and learn from what Tiwa has done. But Tems' focus is not even in Nigeria, to be fair. So people who can conquer Nigeria are the likes of the Teni, the Simi, the likes of the young ones coming up. Ayasta is getting nominations at all these awards, which I feel we need to talk about some of these things. How is Ayasta getting?
Definitely. That's on the agenda. That's on the agenda already. You are a troublemaker. Anyways, we wish to us have Teni and of course the Tems, every other female artist, all the very best. Big Lala missed out on your melody intentionally.
No, I didn't. I know she's got plans coming up. She still got is it Kingdom Come project, which was it last quarter or
Queen don't come,
quarter?
I think Queen don't come.
Queen don't come. So it's not like she's really, really due like that. But yeah, you can add her to the mix if you want to.
But there's no buzz around her. No buzz around her at all.
Like that's this one. When there's no buzz about her in Nigeria, it's pretty standard for her. She's already used to it. She focuses on people who give her the coverage, which is the francophone part of Africa, and she also has a huge following in that. In fact, I would want to bet that she has more following. If you want to check the statistics, she has more following in francophone or the rest of Africa than the country that she's from. I would want to bet that yes, she does.
And on the final note, on a side note, I'd like to say it seems Asha is coming to take over from, push all of them away.
That's even good. Asha actually, yes. Talking about ladies intake, but Asha dropped an album.
And of course, she seems to be moving onto the Afro pop this thing way right now.
Before you know, and Afro pop.
I'm telling you, make you don't go push them aside and everything because
actually, I think that changed the discussions quite a bit. Asha dropping an album. I think she, for her not being active for quite a while, she now then drops an album, which is a quality album, by the way. People talk about her again. That should be more than enough for the people who have been in her faces all these years to set up. And Asha is now being rated so highly. Of course, she's rated highly.
She's getting talked about everywhere.
So the popular ones need to sit up.
Yeah, definitely, because she's in the game. And it seems that she's entering the space of this Tiwa, Teni,
R&B,
Afro pop, and everything.
Like making her not sit up. Everybody will sit down. Asha is going to. She's going to Royal Albert Hall in the UK.
Definitely, she's making moves. Yeah, she's making moves actually, and she has a show in Lagos as well in May or so. A Lagos concert, and of course the team is working. We just hope everyone sits up. We wish them all the very best. Thank you very much, Big Lala, for coming to the show today. We really, really appreciate you, Oshie. Please stay safe, stay away from Teddy BG, stay away from WIZKID FC, stay away from every outsider that wants to
them all.
From outside. You love them all.
I'm going to meet all of them.
Anyways, Daniel Akpofore has a message for you on YouTube. He's saying, Lala, send me your location for L Town where you did. I don't know what it means by for L Town where you do, whether you in Don Siam for in Ifa or whatever.
Now, say the L Town Lungu Town. So.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much. We'll see you on the next one. Please stay safe and God bless.